I know where the sun shines best. Miami. Miami. My heart sings and tumbles around. Alabama. Mommy, I'm a coming. I'm sorry if I made you wait. Mommy, I'm a coming. Even if I'm not late. Oh, 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 Miami. I'd walk a million miles for one of your smiles.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Mumkey and Eggy Couch Show. And this week we got off the couch and flew across the country to stay on somebody else's couch. I am Rusty Cage, joined as always by the Couch Gremlins.
Yo, yo, yo.
They call me Thing 1 and 2 because I bring it all to the table, baby. That's right. It's your boy, Butterman.
Butterman? I like that.
Yeah, what's your name, boy?
Boy.
That's right.
I don't like being called boy.
Well, some people portrayed in this film perhaps did not enjoy it as well, because today we're talking about the jazz singer, perhaps the first talkie ever made. Is that right, Rusty?
Yes, it is, starring Al Jolson. So I guess I will be Rusty and not a Sambo.
Boy. Sambo. Mm-hmm. Rusty, when we were requested to review The Jazz Singer, I knew Rusty had to be here because you just have a deep affinity for this film and Al Jolson himself, and I wanted to give you a chance to talk about that.
Well, I mean, I do actually. I'm a big fan of Al Jolson.
Yeah.
It's not really a musical taste that I can share with a lot of people because Al Jolson is not remembered accurately in history. He's remembered for some of his portrayals of other types of people of the darker complexion, namely his stint doing Blackface, but...
Right, and I think that's why the guy, like, oh, what a meme, I'll make him review the Blackface movie. But this has historical relevance as a film, being the first talkie, and I think what you're hinting at is Al Jolson was not doing it from a racist, a racist heart, right?
No, Al Jolson, he's a Hungarian immigrant, and he came from the time of vaudeville, where this was the acts that were popular in America at the time. It was minstrel shows. And so he came here and he became a huge overnight success. I say overnight, I'm kind of making that part up. But he was like the Elvis before Elvis. He was the most popular entertainer. It was like him and Cab Calloway. Maybe some others like Duke Ellington, but...
And the portrayal of him doing blackface and performing these songs, he's not trying to be like a racist caricature, is he? Isn't imitation the most sincere form of flattery? Isn't he trying to embody the soul of a brother?
Now, I will say it's been a very long time since I've seen The Jazz Singer, so I'm not sure what all he does. I think the blackface is just a portion of it. But what you will see in this movie are some very familiar things that were later imitated by other media, like Looney Tunes, where they constantly are making fun of Al Jolson or doing Al Jolson impressions.
Are you making fun or inspired by?
It's almost 1-to-1, so...
Well, what's your name, son?
I love to sing about the moon and the June and the spring. I love to sing.
Yeah, inspired by. But here's the thing about Al Jolson. Everyone remembers him as this horrific racist blackface artist.
Perhaps wrongfully.
But Al Jolson was instrumental in bringing black acts and black music in front of the white aristocracy. He teamed up with Cab Calloway. There's actually a song that they do together where Al
So
Jolson...
he's collaborating and friends with black artists while doing this
He made the Jolson Club. It was, I think, one of the first clubs that allowed black performers.
Yeah.
No, it was huge. No, but there is a performance of Al Jolson and Cab Calloway doing a song together, and Al Jolson's in blackface, which I need to find it, but...
Eggy, what are your thoughts on all this? Do you have any affinity for Al Jolson?
Well, I'm not very Jolson-pilled, to be honest. I mean, he's been somebody who I've seen put here and there in media throughout my lifetime, and it's always as like a cautionary situation. But yeah, I guess what I didn't realize about this film is that it was the first talkie, and there were some parallels being drawn recently with the new AI technology we have for music. Some people that I saw online were comparing it to how live orchestras were being put out of work. They said, oh, we don't need you to perform the orchestra score for these films anymore. It's going to be just pre-recorded music.
So people who don't understand, so before talkies, movies were silent and they would literally have a full orchestra of people in the theater playing music along to the movie.
Or they would play a soundtrack along with the movie, but...
and even soundtracks they were probably bitching about, like, oh, this is taking our gerbs, so...
Yeah, well, and a lot of people lost their jobs whenever the talking pictures came out because they had horrific accents or their voices just didn't match up. Like, characters who played tough guys, I forget the guy's name, I had him in a song once, but when he started doing talkies, his voice was effeminate and high-pitched, and so he just kind of lost his career at that point. Some other people, like Arthur Dane? I forget. His accent was way too foreign, so it just put a lot of people out of work. So it is a lot like AI. And in the way that Al Jolson would bring in black people into these markets where they wouldn't normally be allowed, it's kind of similar to how like Timberland's, signing on AI artists into music. So Al Jolson's kind of like the Timberland of 1920.
Well, I want to know if it's a fair comparison, this metaphor of AI to talkie, because I think the orchestra guy complaining that technology is moving forward and he lost his job, well, I mean, that's kind of on you, buddy. Go play orchestra somewhere else. Movies kind of need to have sound as we evolve as humans.
Right.
But an AI artist, or somebody losing their job to AI, that seems way more tragic to me and unnecessary.
Yeah, because AI takes away all the fun jobs. It doesn't provide any skills and jobs that people don't want to do, like taxes.
But it's not making art better. I think the talkie made art better, even if the orchestra lost their job. AI, so far, is only making terrible art that sucks.
Right.
And then real artists are losing jobs because of it, so that's kind of annoying.
This is great, though. There is an overture that's, 20 minutes long of absolutely nothing but the title scene?
Yes. Yeah, I would have cut this out on the YouTube upload myself, but...
I wonder, it's interesting because, so this was the first instance where the live orchestras were not really necessary. Would they have then put this in as sort of like a stepping stone or like a bit of a guiding introduction for those persons who were familiar with like the playing of the orchestra as people would come in to sit down for the movie?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right. This has to be...
Well, like how Wizard of Oz starts off in black and white and then you transition to the color. Like this could start off as a silent picture and then become a talkie like halfway through, maybe.
I think this movie starts out white and then it transitions to black.
So I guess I didn't even understand. Is Al Jolson playing a white guy in blackface, or is he playing a black character in the movie?
I believe he's playing a white guy in blackface,
okay.
But just the fact that was the popular act of the time, so he's
not uniquely being offensive. He's just doing the thing that everybody's doing.
Yeah, because you see when he calls to his mammy's clearly an
white.
old Hungarian lady.
Yeah.
But again, I don't actually know if I have seen this movie all the way through.
I know I have not.
I may have tried to watch it.
You probably thought it was just this and turned it off.
Well, all right. I do remember this. It's not talking all the way through. There's only certain portions that are...
So they do transition you in, because people were going to have their minds blown when they...
What the fuck?
The words are coming out of their mouth! What?
He's white!
I like my mayonnaise and unseasoned chicken I don't wash.
We went to that Gator restaurant and they brought a bottle of mayonnaise to the table for us.
Ooh, mayonnaise to dip the gator tail in?
Nobody's ever given me a bottle of mayonnaise at a restaurant.
I mean, most dipping sauces have mayonnaise in it, but just straight mayonnaise and
it said thick. Does not need refrigeration on the bottle. So it's like...
That's a lie, I imagine.
It's warm.
Should be. Well, but I like that it was provided to put on my cheeseburger, though, so that my gator burger that I got.
Warner Brothers been making Kino for over 100 years.
Al Jolson.
I heard that he likes to sing about the Muna and the Juna and the Springa.
Mm-hmm. And skies of blue and tea for two and anything to swing it to.
So you thought that Owl Jolson being portrayed by a lovable little owl was meant to mock this man? I thought it was a funny pun.
I love to sing about about the moon and the June and the springer.
I mean, I will say, Looney Tunes got me into Blackface.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was like, I was trying to figure out, like, who the fuck is Owl Jolson? And then I found Al Jolson. I was like, oh shit, he's a good performer and musician.
In every living soul, a spirit cries for expression. Perhaps this plaintive, wailing song of jazz is, after all, the misunderstood utterance of a prayer. That's right.
So this is
Anti-jazz, chuds, BTFO.
Jazz is like rap music whenever it was kicking off in the early 80s.
In the New York ghetto.
Wow.
Well, this movie would have been extremely liberal when it came out. We're like, oh, they're giving black culture.
Holy shit, look at this quality.
Is this fucking AI upgraded? What's the frame rate on this?
So far, this ain't no talkie. This is a silent film. Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably expensive.
Rabinowitz, chanter of hymns in
I
the
think it's
synagogue.
a creative choice for a transition for the audience to be ready.
Oh, how we danced on the night we were wed.
Maybe our boy doesn't want to be a cantor, Papa.
My boy will be a cantor.
Our son wants to don blackface and sing for the white folks.
Enough is too much, woman.
What does he to say? For 5 generations, a Rabinowitz has been a cantor. He must be one.
Tradition! Tradition!
Hit her.
Is that allowed in the Torah? To hit the women?
Jesus.
Ragtime Jackie is with us. Give him a break.
That's not Al Jolson, is it?
I hope.
Oh,
not.
this is him as a kid.
Yeah.
Yes, Papa, he knows all the songs. He has them in his head, but not in his heart.
You don't want to sing those Jewish songs. You want something with soul. Is that the message of the movie? He has to reject being Jewish to follow his dreams of becoming a
He
soul
will start
brother.
the fasting of Yom Kippur without supper.
Alright, so Owl Jolson is making fun of this movie. It's the Jewish father who does not want his boy...
I think that the message is that being Jewish is actually literally soulless, and to get his soul, he has to become a brother.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's syncing up. Damn, that is a fucking dance.
That's literally like the 1920 gritty.
Yeah, we gotta bring that back.
Oh.
I'll teach him better than to debase the voice God gave him.
By singing raggy time songs.
Bunch of raggers!
Papa, our boy, he does not think like we do.
But that dance was pretty...
Pretty gay. And he'd be pissed as his father.
Yeah, it was a little gay. Yeah, hit him. Whoop his
If
ass.
you're with me again, I'll run away and never come back.
Oh, he is a brother.
I'll dress up in a way that you'll need to whip me.
Oh, this reminds me of who my father owned. Either way.
No! No!
Oh, he's getting fucked.
Get in there! No! Help him!
There's nothing she can do.
This scene is played out in many a studio.
I think that was a child rape joke.
Yeah, I mean, Jewish people take a small child into a room. You can't film that today.
He's putting his belt back on.
He's going Gear 3. Oh, this is some like way old Jewish stuff.
Yeah, are they allowed to show any of this?
The secret rituals caught on tape. They get out the bloody mattress.
My son used to stand at my side and sing tonight, but now I have no son.
Did he make us watch this because of the Jewish stuff or the blackface stuff? Probably both.
Yeah.
Alright, he loves his mom. I wonder if this movie sucked when it came out and people were like, it was a little gimmicky. Really relied on the
I think it
talking
would have been
part.
seen as like too liberal for them, that it respects black culture enough to perform their music.
But yeah, this is just a very Jewish movie.
So when this came out, it was basically the avatar of its time, and everybody lost their fucking minds because they could not believe it.
Okay.
It was very well received, groundbreaking film, major box office success, first feature-length movie with synchronized dialogue and singing. Audiences were electrified when Al Jolson says, "Wait a minute, you ain't heard nothing yet."
Jackie
And then he came out with
Rabinowitz
Mammy.
has become Al Jolson.
There he is.
Our hero.
That's the hero himself, in the flesh.
There's some
Here we
spoon
go.
tapping.
So this is the first time anyone spoke. Al Jolson was considered the Elvis of the time. He was very sought after. You don't think that's sexy?
Imagine him doing that on your pussy, ladies. Making eye contact like that.
I think his rabbi father is not very happy about what happened to his son. Who's that fucking retarded kid? Jesus Christ.
He bought a new child because he
His other one
lost
got
his
too
son.
old. Got too old to beat.
See, this was a better time. A woman had to ask a man how to read.
A wonderful girl. The talking was just one part.
I guess just the musical performances, and maybe it was too expensive to do a full movie with it, and they can only do a gimmick.
Right.
Do you think this is anybody's favorite movie, unironically?
Some fucking asshole. I mean, it really should be mine, but
It's kind of the Rusty Cage story. Like, I don't care what people think. I'll put whatever on my face. I just want to do my music.
I don't care what these Jewish people have to say. I'm going to paint my face black. Oh, there's a ragger in here.
Mama, who's this ragger? Papa.
His eyes are bulging out of his head.
Just an insane family. God damn.
You do like quadruple takes.
Let's keep this scene. Let's make this scene a little longer. For fuck's sake.
Is that a heart attack?
He must be autistic if he can't read the dude's facial expression. Like, oh, you must want a handshake, Bob.
That's not
I
murder
have
in your
no
eyes.
son. I have no son.
I have
Let's
no
hear it.
son.
That should have been in the audio. I have no son. Damn, I thought there's an easy line.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I guess not talking to him is even more brutal.
They recorded this part on the Sabbath so he couldn't say anything.
That counts as work.
Go.
Oh.
Dare to bring your jazz songs into my house? This whole, premise is very heartwarming, but I'm really, anticipating the great, masterwork that is yet to come.
I think this movie's gotten a bad rap because even when I went to watch it, the poster was just like as gaudy, big, bold blackface as possible, as if that's all this movie is.
Yeah.
That's the whole reputation. It's way over halfway, and we haven't seen any blackface.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like they give Al Jolson a bad rap as just the face of blackface.
Yeah, completely unfair. As
There was
far
a
as
ton
this
of
movie is
blackface artists, and
concerned.
that was like a short period of his career.
He made like one of the all-time most famous movies that just happened to feature it. Now he's been painted as a piece of shit.
Al Jolson, the racist? Not Al Jolson, the Hungarian
And he's
Jew.
going out of his way to collaborate with black artists at a time where that's incredibly unpopular.
You gotta give it to him. I gotta show you the video of him in blackface with Cab Calloway. Like, that's fucking bold. That's saying the N-word in front of...
Well, wouldn't the
black
guy have
friends.
been down to clown? Wouldn't they have rehearsed that together? It's not like he sprung it on him as a secret, is it?
Probably not, and I think...
The dude probably thought it was funny. Like when
And Cab
black guys
Calloway-
make Iggy say the N-word, they think it's fucking funny.
Cab Calloway would put powder on his face to make his skin more fair, so it's
Yeah, that'd be good.
fair game. I'll be honest, I really don't know what's going on.
Well, Mr. Rabinowitz, aka Mr. Robin, he loves music, and his parents wouldn't let him have it. He ran off. He's practicing in Chicago for the big musical.
Okay.
His father's dying, and it looks like this is his family friend that's coming to give him the news. He's going to have to make the big choice. Is it time to be with your dying father who said you were not his son, or is it time to be in the big musical with your beautiful woman? Would you be the first Rabinowitz in 5 generations to fail your God?
Jesus Christ!
Wait, so he chooses to do blackface instead of...
Instead of honor God and his father.
That's a pretty major decision.
We in the show business have our religion too. On every day, the show must go on.
Wow, get fucked, Dad.
Sell out your morals.
Hey, the dad made his choice too. He said, I don't want any part of it. Now all of a sudden he wants to come crawling back on his deathbed, and it's all this and that.
The Jizz singer.
Oh, that's
There
right.
we
Oh,
go.
I see what I'm seeing.
It's beginning.
Oh,
He's got
What happened
the
to his hands?
vitiligo
He's
on
got
his
an
hands.
infection.
Oh, that's
There you go.
Rusty Cage before a party.
Oh, the friends are coming over.
Yeah, the company on the
This will
way.
be a fun surprise.
Well, he literally chose to do this instead of his father's dying wishes. That does recontextualize the whole thing.
Well, he really does look a lot different.
Blackface would be a better use of his time.
Don't you understand? It's important to me.
You know, I'm not even religious, but that is pretty brutal to not go do the Jewish thing.
Alright, I guess I could see like why he has a bad rap. He's of dishonoring his father, dishonoring God, just to do blackface. That's a lot.
Is that the message of the movie? Is that don't go down
I'm
this
gonna put
path?
everything
It's a
I've
bad
got into my
path.
songs.
Stay loyal to your family and don't become a Hollywood performer.
An insane Hollywood person?
That's the message. Is
There
that
we
you
go.
know?
Hey, it looks like your
Who
hair.
would wear a headpiece like that? That's just offensive.
I thought you were wearing that because it's Jewish
Hey,
looking.
I'm wearing a beanie. A Jewish beanie.
You know, that lineup kind of fresh though. You know,
That's
he
convincing.
He kind of looks like Bill Cosby. Yeah.
Yeah. A little Moorish.
There's something after all in my heart. Maybe it's the call of the ages, the cry of my race.
Which race is he talking about?
He said that he should have been with his people, but he's here instead. So
He's like transracial. He feels black on the inside. Is
That's
that
right.
literally what's happening?
I think I understand, Jack. But no matter how strong the call, this is your life.
This is your life. This is you.
This is a complicated film.
It is. Complicated times. Say, there's a black guy in the room. Hide your wallet.
Kino shot.
Yeah, that's a good effect.
I also see black Jews and rabbis when I look in the mirror. That's right, bitch. Money over hoes. You know what I'm saying?
He's about to smack her. She's always fucking running her mouth trying to start an argument.
He only hits women when he's in blackface.
You white bitch.
Keep my jazz singing hand strong, you know?
Honky bitch.
Oh, hell no.
Don't you recognize me, mommy?
The son I always wanted.
Insane.
Yeah, that's probably the reaction a mom would have today.
It's your baby boy.
Used to go kiss me when I'm black, ain't you?
This ain't you. It is. It's the real me.
Are you black everywhere? Whoa!
He belongs. If God wanted him in his house, he would have kept him
Wow,
there.
so his singing is so beautiful it converts his Jewish mother to believe you're right to be here. Fuck my husband and his dying dreams. This is the correct thing, this blackface.
This is what God wanted.
That is literally what happened. The song is so beautiful, it changed her heart and soul, and she's weeping with this epiphany that he should not be Jewish, he should be doing this. Is this a film about mental illness and mothers being so lame and pathetic that they enable their mentally ill child to believe their stupid shit? Oh yes, son, you are black man. Fuck your father.
God said it.
5 generations of family tradition, but you could throw that away to do blackface at a community theater dress rehearsal. Yes, son, this is what God wanted. He wanted you to turn your back on 5 generations of patriarchal tradition.
This movie might be low-key evil.
Yeah, he lost his family. He lost his wife.
And he belongs to the world now, but all they want is to watch him sing a song in blackface for 5 minutes. And then what, be miserable and drunk? I guess fuck all these women.
Everything possible has been done for him. He is in the hands of his God, which might be Satan, but either way.
What if God tells the Papa to be black as well?
And then he'll make his cancer go away.
I think that's how this really ends. There we go. Mommy, my heartstrings are tangled around my Alabama.
Are the Mickey Mouse gloves a necessary blackface accessory?
Yes. Very important. The end.
Happy ending. Father died. Didn't have to see that shit. Well, boys,
It's getting hot in here.
we had a lot of questions about what that movie actually would be, and I think they all got answered here. So what is the actual moral message of the film in your view, Rusty?
What they were saying is follow your heart. God will provide you the way and tell you where you want to be.
Even if you're betraying 5 generations of your own family's tradition, still follow your heart.
That
and
was
your
the
mom will
struggle
like
that
it.
he had, and
Yeah.
then he found that,
You
no,
can do
I should
both.
follow my heart, and that led him to all successes.
You know, it's complete bullshit. I'm just going to say, they spend 20 minutes drilling in the conflict. You have to choose. Either do this show or do the Jewish thing to make your father happy.
Yeah.
And they keep drilling that for 20 fucking minutes like we're stupid.
Yeah.
And then without even explaining it, he has enough time to do both anyway.
He didn't do both.
He did. He did the Jewish thing, and his father died happy, saying, "My son is back." And then he went and did the other show.
I thought that was a different show. I thought it said something
Either
like
way,
Time
he
Heals.
still was able to fulfill both.
He
is
was
the
able to
point.
fulfill
It was
it.
not a true decision choice to be made.
They
It's
cut out
bullshit.
the whole
It's a
section.
cop out.
They cut out the section where, unless that actually was the show that the guy said there was no show, but I think he instead of
canceled
queering
one
himself-
show and then he went and did another one the next day.
No,
Doesn't
yeah, he
even
canceled
matter.
a show on his debut, like you said, and that had 0 consequences because he instantly has.
Are we
another-
wrong, or was he doing a solo show at the end there? In which case, he still sold out the theater. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm going to say I think it's really a lesson in what I'd like to call Jewish morality, because basically it's like, hey, say you're going to do something, and if it works out that you can just do the other thing too and play both sides and get both best of both worlds like Hannah Montana.
That's right.
So yeah, once he was like, he's doing his thing, he's building up his good reputation, and then he's like, oh, Pops is dead? Well, I got a show to do.
I like that the blackface was again so normal for the times that it barely had any effect on anyone at all. It was expected that of course he's in blackface. The only person that it actually seemed to bother was his mom for about 1 second.
Brain blast. Is this a fucking psyop that this movie is actually giving us a lesson about Jewish morality that they don't want us to take away, so they try to convince us, no, that's a blackface movie. It's racist and offensive. Nobody should ever watch it. Al Jolson's a racist. Blackface. They don't want us to get the actual messages of this film.
So you're saying like the Jewish passed down their morals and traditions and lessons through blackface offensive media?
I mean, that's one angle, but is it that they're trying to convince each generation to not even bother watching the movie because they'll see what it's actually about?
They're about maxing. Nowadays you have like looks maxing and all these maxing things. They're just trying to get everything they could. They kept on getting expelled out of all these countries. They needed something of their own. So yes, if you can satisfy your family and then immediately run out of them to go do some, new age progressive type of stuff. I feel like I've seen movies, maybe also of a Sandler style. I'm trying to think what movie is kind of like vaguely floating around in my head where there's something like that, where there's like a quick, like, all right, we got this thing satisfied, we got this traditional family thing satisfied, boom, now we can go do some like more weird stuff. But I feel like, just from what I've heard, they like to, get the best of what they can, where they can maybe clip some coupons, some coins, some countries, whatever the case might be, either way.
Little this, little that.
Well, my final thought is, not as racist as I thought it was going to be. In fact, it was really educational, and I think it broke down some barriers. So, frankly, everybody should watch this film just for historical and cultural purposes. But otherwise, yeah, it was alright. It was okay, middle.
I wish it was way, way more racist. Thank you for making us do this. And if you want to choose our next couch video, Rusty will probably not be here.
Here, you
Email
wanna
us
see
to
something-
simianjimmybusiness@gmail.com. What you got, Russ?
If you want to see something racist, look up who's the girl from The Wizard of Oz?
Judy Garland.
Judy
she did some
Garland
good
blackface.
Blackface, yeah.
This is what we thought we were going to be watching.
She got big lips. So she was drugged up and didn't even know what she's doing here?
She knew exactly what she was doing in this one. They drugged her up later.
Hey,
No, that's funny.
this
She's
is
all
crack
doped up.
epidemic.
She's like, I have a brief memory of yesterday, but my skin was very dark.
That she knew what she was doing. She's imitating something very specific. Did they play this at the Oscars when she died?
They should have.
What movie is this?
This is just something she did on her own.
They said, hey, we're going to do some improv today, Judy, whatever you're feeling.
I mean, this is a great performance.
Now let's get the hell out of here, folks.
All right.
Rusty's hungry. Peace, people.
Later.